you have 88 salespeople listening, so that now we're out to achieve mastery. So, but look at the minutia here of detail of like literally when we ask a question, how we ask that question, why we ask the question, what we say in front of it to make sure that everyone who we ask gives us the answer. I'm just trying to show you, like, that's how you get to mastery. That's like John Wooden, the famous basketball coach. He would work for 2 hours on a play that down on the court would be 1 minute or 2 minutes. And he would work that over for 2 hours and 2 hours. So he had such a level of mastery that, I don't forget what it is, 10 national championships. I mean, it's like no one has ever matched him before or after, okay?
In this episode, we took the archive of one of my father, Chet Holmes' calls, and we're airing it to the public for the very first time. He breaks down how he was managing 3,000 leads a week from his ad spend and what it took to get his 88 salespeople tuned up for mastery. He may be talking about radio, but he was basically running content marketing on radio before it was ever popular online. He invented the precursor, called it education-based marketing. So instead of an opt-in page like we use today, he was sending them to a live call center. Regardless of where you're getting your leads from and who's following up to close, everyone will appreciate the next 15 minutes of brilliance on mastering your sales process.
Becoming a master is not about doing 4,000 things. It's about doing 12 things 4,000 times.
The Ultimate Sales Machine presents the CEO Mastery Show for entrepreneurs looking to grow faster, better, smarter.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the CEO Mastery Conference Call with your host, Mr. Chet Holmes.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the conference. And again, the purpose of these conferences, this is for our best clients who are in our various programs, and the theme is always the same, which is mastery. That's why it's called the CEO Mastery Conference. And, of course, the other thing that we always try to do is get some breakthroughs. So we've got several executives lined up to talk to today about what they're doing and see if we can take them to a new level in terms of their approach to everything. So the first thing, again, I just want to reiterate, it's like the commitment to mastery is it's just amazing. We have, as most of you know, we have a massive radio campaign. We're in 600 radio markets, and we're driving about 3,000 inbound phone calls, even though our ad says 2,000, but that ad's pulling so much better than the last one. It's now 3,000 inbound phone calls every single week. And they go through to a call center that takes those, and it's a virtual call center because today modern technology enables us to have, now I think we have 88 or whatever the number is, salespeople, we call them client managers, working from home. And the system, they just go in and they click, take calls, and your phone starts to ring at home, and it's just, there's an 800 number in all the ads, and so we can track which radio stations are pulling, which ads are pulling, and then who they're going to, how long that person's on the phone. It records 100% of all the phone calls, so we, are able to do quality control. And this last week, I played 3 different calls from the same client manager for the entire team, and the goal is just to constantly get these guys to mastery. So let's see here, just as an example, here. So now you guys, let's pretend you're my sales team, and there's 88 salespeople listening, and I've got you on the conference, and I'll call this guy up who's the salesperson who took these phone calls, and I'll say, are you ready to, increase your sales? And he'll say, yes, I get his permission, in other words, to tune him up. And so let's all listen to one of these calls, just as an example, okay? And I'll show you what happened here.
Business Breakthroughs, this is Alan. We can help you double your sales. With whom am I speaking?
And I'm going to skip some of the private information so to protect this guy's, privacy. So you'll hear me skip stuff.
Whoa, I got a bad connection here. I'm not sure what I just heard. Bring you the best business growth training bar none, and we have a ton of resources for you. So let me get your email address.
The
letter after the at. Okay. Say it to me one more time all the way.
Correct.
Okay. In case we get broken up.
When in real estate, building development, commercial construction.
Building development?
And real estate, yeah.
And real estate. Okay.
Including construction.
And you said construction, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, how long have you been doing that, Luis?
For 25 years now.
All right. Also, the size of your company dictates a lot of what a company needs in terms of business growth resources. What is your approximate current annual revenue from that?
We have revenues over, 2 years ago we had over $5 million. Now it's down to $1 to $2 million.
So that's, he's already off script, and so right there I stop that recording and I go, what he's supposed to say is that I'm sure you would agree that a company doing $300,000 needs very different information than a company doing $300 million. And right away, then they almost don't even have to ask the question of, so what size, is your revenue? So he skipped that, and the reason that is designed just that way, said exactly that way, is because if you're going to ask somebody the size of their company, half the time they're not going to tell you. But when we say that sentence in advance, before we ask, 100% of the time they tell you, because their brain goes, yeah, I don't want to get information for a $300,000 company, and I'm a $30 million company, so they say, I'm doing $30 million. They just tell you right away. So he's already off the script, and I play that. I just explain it to you. You all go, okay, well, now I see why he's going to, because if we just say, so what size is your company? People say, well, that's private. Half the people that you ask say that's private. But if you put that little line in front about how, $300,000 company needs very different information than a $300 million company. So I explain that, and then you have 88 salespeople listening, so that now we're out to achieve mastery. So, but look at the minutia here of detail of like literally when we ask a question, how we ask that question, why we ask the question, what we say in front of it to make sure that everyone who we ask gives us the answer. I'm just trying to show you, that's how you get to mastery. That's like John Wooden, the famous basketball coach. He would work for 2 hours on a play that down on the court would be 1 minute or 2 minutes. And he would work that over for 2 hours and 2 hours. So he had such a level of mastery that, I don't forget what it is, 10 national championships. I mean, it's like no one has ever matched him before or after, okay?
Oh, how I love listening to Chet Holmes flex on these mastery calls. He and I partnered together back in March 14th in 2002. And this call, as it may be a decade old, as you can hear his references, the essence, the passion we have to help entrepreneurs better implement these proven strategies and tactics found in the Ultimate Sales Machine is still alive to this day. So go get yourself registered right now at theultimatesalesmachine.com/workshop. So you can be part of this kind of breakthrough. What you're listening to are our clients that paid to get this kind of insight, and they paid several $1,000s to do so. And Chet was taking the time to work with them to uncover these distinctions, breakthroughs, and how to better implement proven strategies and tactics you've got in the book. Well, that's what I'm offering to you, but at a fraction of the price. This is something we facilitated now thousands of times. I've done them thousands of times. We've done them tens of thousands of times. And it's my pleasure to offer it to you now because you're a fan and you're a follower. We sell that for $500. We do a intimate interaction. It's a consulting type thing, not one of those web seminars Chet alludes to. That's where we're talking at you. We have an interactive workshop where you can have hot seats, just like you're hearing on these calls. So get yourself registered at theultimatesalesmachine.com/workshop and get yourself registered to have this type of feedback. Listen to the rest of this. Chet was a true master. I hope you flex your mastery in your own business.
So what we do is then we play these conferences, and again, when I can do it, I show up and I do it. And when I can't, there's a senior vice president and a director of training and a sales VP and the president of the company, because this is our front line of scrimmage, right? This is our front line where 3,000 inbound phone calls come in every single week. So I want to make sure that that's perfection. And then from every single way. I mean, if you went onto our web seminar, you might have gotten one of 10 different trainers, but I don't even care. I mean, right now, Harvey McKay, who most of you, if you follow my email list, you know I interviewed him for my list, right? So he said, well, I'd love to know more about what you do. And I said, well, why don't you attend one of our webinars? And so he, with the president of his company, which, you know, he's nothing confidential, so he'll tell you he's a $100 million envelope company. I think he's the third largest in the country, or might be the largest, I'm not sure. Excuse me. But I don't care which webinar he goes on and which speaker he gets. I know that he is going to get a terrific experience, you know, just a terrific experience. And every trainer, I know what they're going to say. You know, I know every slide they're going to show because I personally approved it, you know, and looked over it. And I know what the training is. I know that it's excellent. I know even the way that they deliver the information, you know, and sort of like the questions that they ask along the way, how they keep you involved. So my question to you is, how committed are you at that level of mastery? Is your sales process, whether it's an outbound, you know, B2B play, is it mapped out at that level of perfection where you as the strategist have planned every move, every question, why they ask the question, a way to ask the question that it will be answered every single time, you know, what the objective is that that salesperson has in that meeting, the 6 ways he's going to or she's going to establish rapport, the 6th question they will ask every single time, how they create desire, how they create urgency, how they, you know, what the 5 ways are to close, and then revisit it again and again and again, because I can tell you everybody listening has heard what I just played for you, I don't even know how many times, 100 times. But, you know, it's like I say in tennis, my son loves tennis. There's a backhand, a forehand, and a serve. Those are your 3 moves in tennis. But, you know, I can't even return his serves anymore. When he first started for even a year, I could play him and 2 of his friends and slaughter the 3 of them, and now I can't return the kid's serve. You know, it's too fast, 100 miles an hour, whatever it is. I can't even, you know, it's a joke. I can't even return a serve. Not that I play enough that, you know, I have any level of skill. I don't. It was just clowning around when I used to beat him. But, you know, you can get to a certain level of skill where, you know, it starts to, you know, move toward mastery. And the way you do that is by constant, you know, coaching, training, so skill development, you know, revisiting the same thing. So that's my message for today. How well have you tracked what your sales process is, you know, what your follow-up process is, what every move is that you can make. If you don't have CRM, you know, that's definitely something you should have. We are automating every single aspect of our sales process. So anyway, but that's another way of assuring that everything that is going on in your company, you can track it, you can monitor it, you can measure it. We can look at how many calls were made. We insist that if you called in, I got to clear my throat, so I'm going to mute the phone. This way you don't have to listen to that. But if you call in and you ask for a free report, they're supposed to give 6 follow-up phone calls to you, and each phone call is designed to be a specific way. And by the 2nd phone call, we're not leaving our name and phone number at the beginning. In the first 2, we leave our name and phone number at the beginning, but by the 3rd one, I want to make sure that you're not going, oh, that guy again, and boop, you're deleting the call. So you don't even know what it's about, and the guy says, so the reason I'm calling you today is because there's a way to increase your sales, and I want to make sure you understood it, and it takes me 40 seconds to explain it, but it's called, and then he starts literally teaching you something of value. And so if you're smart, in fact, we tracked it, that we had a 30%, 1 out of every 3 people call us back within the 1, 2, 3, or 4th outbound phone call. So that's outstanding. Again, you know, and policing it, automating it, tracking it, measuring it, monitoring it. So your goal should be to get to mastery. And I had a personal crisis occur 6 weeks ago. I'm able to cancel all my appointments except, you know, speaking engagements. In fact, I think this call might have been my father passed away. I don't know if this call was put off. I don't think it was. But, I mean, short of, 2,000 people in an audience who paid just to see me, that I would have done no matter what. But everything else on my calendar can be canceled because it's all at my option and all meetings to improve my companies.
So if you were thinking, I wish I was there to ask Chet a question right now, well, we've got an offer. It may not be to talk to our late founder and my business partner, Chet Holmes. God rest his soul. Instead, we offer a workshop format where you can get hot seated, just like what Chet was doing on these mastery sessions. So we sell that for $500 every single day, but we're going to give you a discount at $250 because you're a follower and you're not having to talk to salespeople about this. So I want to be clear. This is virtual. Now, he was alluding to GoToMeeting. Those are like gone and dead, but Zoom is alive today, and who knows what it'll be in the next 10 years. But nonetheless, we're virtual. The only major distinctions of what he alluded to was that was in a web seminar format where we cover insights that you get picked up through the Ultimate Sales Machine. What we've changed and have made significant improvements around is keeping it really small, intimate size settings, so we can have these interactions. What you caught Chet doing with each individual, we do with every single participant. We make it really small. We don't have thousands of people on a web seminar. No, instead, we have a workshop with about 12 entrepreneurs, never more than 20. I promise and guarantee that. And in fact, when you invest at theultimatesalesmachine.com/workshop, if after you attend that workshop, if it's not the best 2.5 hours you've ever spent to get insights, relevant situations provided to you that could best help you implement these strategies and tactics, you could tell us to go pound sand. We'll get you back every penny you paid to participate, but that's just not going to happen. I mean, this is something I've been doing now for, 2 decades. I've been underneath Chet's tutelage for a decade of that time until his passing. I've hosted more of these workshops than anyone alive. So I promise I may not be Chet Holmes, but I've got your back, and his number one protege. I'm sure I won't let you down. So get yourself registered right now, and I'll see you on the inside.
Subscribe for more videos. Claim your free Chapter 4 of The Ultimate Sales Machine. This chapter helps you get 9 times more impact from every move you make. Visit ultimatesalesmachine.com. This has been the CEO Mastery Podcast, brought to you by The Ultimate Sales Machine.